Hello and welcome to the Stamp Camp. I'm Glenda Calkins, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, coming to you live today for Friday's Fun Fold. Today we are going to be creating a gift card holder / card all in one. It is a graduation hat. I think this is a great card that any grad would love to receive. Not only is it a cute graduation hat, but also it is a gift card holder, cash, money, whatever you want to put inside. So I know any grad would love to receive this card. Let's make sure we are all set and we will get started. All right, it looks good. All right, let's get started on how to create this graduation card / gift card holder that any grad would love to have. Let's change the camera and get started. All right, so here's our little hats. They're popping up. It looks like a little graduation hat, and then when you open it up, you got a place on the top for your sentiment or to write a note, and then down here at the bottom you have a place for your cash, a check, or a gift card. I've done it in, this is white and navy, and I've done it in the black and gray. So you can do it in any color you like. Today I'm going to do it in the white because it's a little bit easier to see those scoring measurements that I'm going to be doing versus the black. I love black and red. It just kind of depends on what twine that you have. You can use twine. The twine that I'm using is from the Well Suited. It's from the mini catalog. It's the Well Suited twine. So that's what I went with. This is the gray. This is the Night of Navy. But you can use any twine, embroidery floss, whatever you have on hand. I'm going to show you how I use that to create these tassels. I'll create the tassels so you can see how they're done. Very easy, quick and easy. You know I love my quick and easy. We're going to start out with a piece of thick. You want thick, basic white cardstock. I'm going to come in with my trimmer scorer. The sentiments that I used on mine came from the Mini Mates. I used the Congrats. I'm sure you could use the Celebrate. You could use It's Your Day. You could use You Totally Earned It. Today is all about you, or this calls for a huge celebration. So this set works great for graduation, and it is on the retired list. So make sure that if you love those sentiments in there, you get that today. I will also tell you that the supply list is available on my blog, www.TheStampCamp.com. You can download it. It's going to have your measurements and the supplies that I used on today's project. So again, you can go to my blog and download that PDF so you have the supplies list as well as the measurements. All right, so I'm going to open this up, and I want to cut this 8.5 by 11 down to 5.5 by 11. I'm going to turn it and score this at 5.5. So score that at 5.5. Then I'm going to bring it in at 2 3/4. And you could use your little scoring thing and make a little tick at the bottom and then one at the top. But I'm going to take my pencil and I'm just going to make a little mark. I think it's easier for you guys to see. Let me try to just do one mark. Let me move this, and I'm just going to mark. Nope, my pencil won't go down in there. If I had a sharper pencil, it would. So I'm just going to do a little mark right there. And then I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to put it in at 2 3/4 this way. And I'm going to mark it. At the top and at the bottom. You can't see the bottom is out of the screen, but it's just going to make a mark at the top and the bottom. I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to line it up at 2 3/4. And I'm going to put a mark here and a mark here. So now all the sides should have a mark at 2 3/4. So we got 2 3/4. So now what you're going to do is this one right here and this one down here. It's going to be a little hard to see in the camera, but you got these diagonal right here. You're going to line those up in your cutting tray here, and you're going to score them just like that. And then you're going to turn it, and you're going to do the same with the other two score lines. Line them up in your tray and score. Now you should have a nice X going across. Now you're going to come in from this side to the center point here. So we're going to line those up in the cutter trimmer and score. Do the same on this side. Line that up in your trimmer and score. Now you're going to, on this side, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to line that up in your cutter trimmers line right there. But instead of scoring, you're going to cut. So you're going to cut that off. Turn it, line that up in your track there. Should actually be nice and straight. Cut that one off. All right. So that's the end of our scoring trimmer cutter pieces. Now you're going to fold on those score lines. The two in the bottom that we didn't cut off, we're going to bring up just like this. All right. These we're going to cross over on those score lines. And then these should come in like this, and this should come in like that. Okay? And then go ahead and fold that nice and flat. Burnish those score lines really well. And that's how you get your graduation cap. I'm going to just flip it over. I'm going to do it from all the sides. So that's how it's going to open up. Now you can either take the same color or you can do a different color. I'm doing navy and white. You're going to cut a piece that is 3 7/8 by 3 7/8, and then you're going to cut it in half diagonally. And that's going to fit right across your bottom right here. So let's go ahead and glue that in place. So I'm going to put my glue on my white here. And this is creating that pocket for your cash or gift card holder, whatever you're going to tuck inside. So I'm going to line that up just like that. Again, you can get all the measurements, the scoring, on my supply list, which is on my blog. You can download it. It's going to have the supply list and the dimensions, scoring, all that good stuff. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now you're going to take a piece that is 3 5/8 by 3 5/8, and you're going to cut it on the diagonal. And that's going to go right here. We're going to mat that. You can make it smaller if you want more blue showing. The choice is yours. For the top, there's a couple different ways that you can do this. You can poke a hole and feed your tassel through, or you can place your tassel where you want it. I like it hanging off a little bit. Find your center, put a glue dot, and do it that way instead of poking a hole in. Now I'll show you how I did it by poking a hole in the top. So I'm going to get my paper piercer and the mat. First I'm going to lay this out on my grid here at 2 3/8. This should be 2 3/8 by 2 3/8. And we're going to find our center. So if we come across here and down here, our center should be about right in there. Make sure I'm poking the right side. So if I look across, this is, I'm just going to guess. That looks pretty good. That's our center. I mean, you can do it a little bit more expertly if you like. Now you're going to take, we're going to create the tassel. So you're going to take your twine, you're going to undo a bunch of the twine, and you're going to take your fingers and you're going to wrap that around until you have a tassel as thick as you like. Okay. It created its own little tassel. All right, let's see, can we get this undone without a knot? Nope. All right. Do you know how many tassels I made and never had this happen? But the minute you go live, that's when all this good stuff happens. And I might just call this tassel good enough. Thick enough, I should say. I don't think I'm going to be able to get it. We are just going to call it good. Okay, then you're going to take it off. Now there's many different ways of doing this, but this is the way I've done them, and they go quite quick. Is I'm going to take this loop and I'm going to put it through here. And there's my top. Now I'm going to just take another piece. I can probably take that piece I cut off. And I'm just going to wrap. You know how a tassel is. Just wrap a few times around the top. Okay. And then I'm going to just tie a knot. Okay, why? Boy, this tassel's really giving me a run for my money today. All right. Really, it's not that hard to do, but I don't know why it's giving me the grief. And you can wrap around as many times as you like. All right. So now we're going to tie this. Oh yeah, that's the kind of day I'm having. Okay, I like to give it a good knot. There we go. Now, I wish you were in person. You could give me a round of applause for finally getting it done. Then you're just going to trim up your tassel, give it a haircut. Just like that. I got one more loop here, it looks like. You can make it as long as short as you like. Then I'm going to bring it down through my hole here to the inside. And I like to have it hang kind of like that. Then I'm going to come in and I'm going to use my adhesive to hold that down. And I'll cut my ends. So that's perfect, just like that, all right? Then you're going to have a piece of the coordinating, or the navy I'm doing, 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. We're going to put that right up here. And then I have 3 5/8 by 3 5/8. And this is going to have our sentiment. So I'm going to go ahead now and stamp. I'm going to do the congratulations, and I'm going to do it in the night of navy. So I have the congrats. I'm just going to kind of get this all lined up. I want to do that pretty much like I did the hole in the top. So that's going to go up here. Then the bottom, I have, this calls for a huge celebration. We're just going to stamp that down here. And now it's just a matter of assemble. We're going to attach it with our adhesive here. This is going to go across the bottom, like so. We're going to attach this to the Night of Navy square. Like that. And then that's going to go inside on the top. So it'll cover up our little tassel, like so. So that's our inside. Now for the top here, you're going to use these plain with pattern resin dots. All right, and since I did Night of Navy, I'm going to bring in my Night of Navy blend, the dark. That's Misty Moonlight. Night of Navy dark. And I'm going to just color one of these. Actually, I probably did use the Misty Moonlight because it seems darker than my one I'm coloring today, but this does seem more navy. Then you're going to take that, put my tassel here, and you're going to put that right over the top, just like that. So there you have it. Really, if you don't have the tassel trouble like I had, like if you're not on camera, you can probably do those tassels lickety split. I mean, I have a bunch laying here that will really quick. You can see how quick and easy it is to put that together. Love that. What grad is not going to love getting this super fun fold graduation, put in a nice little gift card inside, and you know they're going to love it. Cash, check, they love all that too. Here it is in the black. Here it is in the Night of Navy. I hope that you enjoyed today's fun fold. Have a great weekend. If you need any of those supplies, please visit my blog, www.TheStampCamp.com. That is the April host code. Do appreciate any and all support and orders. Again, if you want the supply list with the measurements and all the supplies, go to my blog and you can download that. That is it for today. Thanks for stopping by.